So
Yeah.
I'm Jeff Mays, run Champion Leadership Group. We help B2B SaaS founders grow, scale, and exit. And so we see SaaS tools all the time. Everybody's got an AI tool. Everybody's got a thing to do writing or, create content. And so we've seen everything. I've tried a bunch of things, really, old subscriber to Jasper, which was Jarvis, which was conversation AI way back. And WriteFlow is the next generation of all those tools together.
Jeff Mains, live from Austin. How are you, Jeff?
Fantastic.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate that so much. You bought WriteFlow.
I did. I bought WriteFlow about a year ago.
And what made you buy WriteFlow? What did you think before you bought WriteFlow? And how have you been using it?
I've tried a lot of different AI tools and used ChatGPT. I use Poe, I use Claude, I use Perplexity, and all of those are really good. Prompts are hit or miss. So you can get some really good output. Sometimes you can get some not so great output, just kind of depending on what goes in. It's one of the things I really liked about WriteFlow. And initially I thought, is this like, everybody's got an AI tool these days. Everybody wants to write stuff. And so my initial thought was, is this really going to be any different? Is it any better than some of the other stuff that's out there? And looked at it. And one of the things I really like, two things I'll tell you that I really like about it. One is the prompts that are pre-built. So you just go down, you drop down list. Here's what I'm looking for. For example, I do a podcast called SaaS Fuel. And so one of the things that's really helpful is I can actually take somebody's bio. We do a pre-show call and I'll take the summary from that. I'll take some key points from the conversation, drop it into WriteFlow and say, give me some podcast questions. And it will generate 10 podcast questions plus 5 really unique questions specifically for that guest, and it saves a lot of time. And sometimes I'll use them word for word. A lot of times it gives me the idea that I'm looking for, not necessarily word for word, but now I've got questions to engage the guest. And I can follow them along as we're having a conversation like, oh, this is a really good place to go next. And I'm just kind of following along, listening to them. Oh, here's the direction that we can go. So it's been really helpful in just helping the conversation flow with the podcast. Same thing is true for email. And you want to write an email that, persuades, or you want to write an email that uses a specific framework. You just pick it from the drop-down list and it's done, which is very cool. The second thing I like about it is you can use the existing model or you can put in your own API key and you can choose the model that you want. So if you want to use 3.5 or 4.0, for whatever it is that you want to use, then you can do that as well. And you get some different outputs. And just because something is newer, 4 is better at some things, 3.5 is better at some things, 4.0 is better at some things. And so it's very cool to be able to do that, and you get some different output as well. So I think those are some things that really separate WriteFlow from other tools that I've seen. But one thing about a lot of AI tools is somebody will write something and it comes out and it's either very generic or it doesn't sound like them. And one of the things that I see with WriteFlow that is unique is you can actually customize the voice style. And so you put in, what it is you're looking for, what kind of output, and it gets better over time. And you can actually use the tool to help you build your voice style. And as you do more content, you refine your voice a little bit more and it gets better and better and better. And the amazing thing is over time is that content comes out and you read it and you go, wow, that really sounds like me. And it's a very cool thing, which is not something you get off the shelf with other products. It's not something that you get from other tools that are out there. I think it's really unique having that voice style so that when you do create content, that it does sound like you. Because that's really what we want. We want that human factor, but we also want to be able to do things quickly and create content and take those ideas and be able to expand them out into something that is genuinely us, but we can create it much faster.
Are there any other of the functionality that have you tried before, or anything else in WriteFlow that you tried?
Outlining a book. So, I did the book outline. And so it's not something that turned into a book, but I was able to take each one of those pieces and, oh, that's really cool. I could do an article about that. I could do a social post on this. I could create a video on this other thing. And so just having those ideas and kind of brainstorming of here's an idea that I have. What are some topics that come out of that? It puts it into chapter outlines. Like, that's a really good idea. How can I use that in some different places?
Amazing. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much.